Just bears talking. Bears talking. I am your host, and I am your guest, and we are Just Bears Talking. This is Season 1, Episode 1, Take 1. The first question we would like to discuss today is, what gesture has been chosen for this gesture assignment? Well, host bear, I have chosen the gesture peekaboo. Oh, that's an interesting gesture. It seems like it goes back far in time. Can you tell me a bit about the history of this gesture? Well, as far as I can tell, the gesture was given its name in the 17th century, but it probably dates back much further than that. So we think it's something that goes back as far in time as we know, and why it was given a name, nobody really knows. So, okay, so I like this idea of playing a game with a gesture. So let's talk more about that. Why did you find it interesting? What about this gesture caught your attention? Well, host bear, what I liked about it is that you could play it with your hands, you could get really close to people, you could change the position of your hands, and also most people are familiar with the gesture. So that is why I chose it, and also it seems mostly to be a fun gesture, although I acknowledge right now, host bear, that many bears had not positive young childhood experiences, and that may slip into this experience of the gesture. So having said that, we talked a bit about the history, guest bear. It doesn't seem to have any specific cultural significance, so let's see what else you can tell me about this gesture. Let me put my bears together while I switch to the questions. So tell me again, guest bear, how the games worked, or what you see it working like when you present the gesture. Well, host bear, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that sometimes you can say peekaboo, but you do not always have to say peekaboo, so you could sneak up on the other bear and go, peekaboo, but you don't always have to do it that way. You could just alter how your hands go. Let's try it again. Peekaboo, woo, woo. So it's inherently a gesture that makes bears laugh, which I like about it. And also, you could sort of change up how much of your face is covered, or how long you wait between gestures, or how tall you are, or how old your participant is. I mean, there's lots of things we can play with here in a group setting. So that sort of intrigues me to the gesture. And also it fits broadly into the category of motherhood, which is something I'd really like to explore in my performance art. So here we are. Oh, motherhood. I love that topic. That's very personal to me indeed as a bear. I'm a mother bear actually, and I would love to hear more about this. Okay, so let's keep talking bear. Okay, guest bear, tell me more about how you might amplify or sublimate the gesture. Well, guest bear, I thought we could even change the location of where we do the gesture. So for example, since we're bears, we're bears, we could go into the forest and hide behind trees. That does sound fun. It sounds great actually. Or we could go into the kitchen, like, you know, in that thing with the three bears and they eat the porridge or whatever they do. We could go into a kitchen and hide behind porridge. But mostly I want to play with it face to face in the classroom, because that's what we're given here in this assignment. So we're going to do that, although there is, I think, license to take it into the gardery or something, but we're not going to do that. So just to keep moving ahead with the questions, I wanted to talk a little bit about the joy that comes with this gesture, because joy is not for everyone, and some people will experience fear. And also, as bears get older, I mean, you know, things happen to bears and they may be not trusting all the bears they meet. And there's also a boundary thing that would come into play here that I'm a little bit interested to see what's going to happen when I do it with a gesture with people. Also, I'm going to be really careful not to get too close to people who are clearly uncomfortable with that when we do it in the classroom. So those are the main things I want to say about the gesture and how we're going to alter it and recontextualize it. But I want to be sensitive to the fact that maybe not everyone is a joyful bear, and maybe hopefully by bringing the joyful gesture into the classroom we can maybe just up the joy level. Oh my goodness, guest bear, that is such a great idea. We all love to laugh at heart, and we all have boundaries we need respected, and I love the way that you're talking about this, and I can't wait to see what you do with this in the classroom. You magnificent bear, and I'm so glad you came into my show today. It's been great. So I'm guest bear and I'm host bear, and we are just bears talking. Cut.